Welcome to Pigeon Auction, where passion takes flight and stories of dedication, instinct, and heart come alive. Today, we journey to Belgium, the beating heart of pigeon racing, to meet one of its most respected and disciplined minds, Tom van Gavere. This episode is brought to you by PIPA Pigeon, recorded inside the legendary Gijsselbrecht's house, a place that has witnessed decades of racing triumphs and now stands as the editorial home of PIPA. But before we take flight, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because every week, we bring you closer to the greatest fanciers, the fiercest competitions, and the untold stories behind the birds that redefine speed, stamina, and soul. The morning begins on a cheerful note. Our host, Stjerd, greets the listeners with a wide smile in his voice, and some wonderful news: he's just welcomed his second son into the world. A little boy named Mads, after the cyclist Mads Pedersen, a tribute to endurance, determination, and pure grit. Qualities not so different from the birds we celebrate here. Across the table, Tom laughs, his eyes bright, still carrying a hint of tropical sun from his recent journey. He's just returned from Pattaya, Thailand, where he and his team, including the talented videographer Esge, celebrated a stunning victory, $60,000 in the extra final, alongside fancier Wendella Wiersema. Not a bad way to start a new season. Not a bad way to remind the world that Belgian pigeon racing still sets the gold standard. Every fancier has that one pigeon. That one bird who becomes more than a racer, more than a breeder, almost family. For Tom, that bird is Ricky. Born in 2013, Ricky isn't just a lion on a pedigree. He's a legacy on wings. A top racer in his prime, a breeding powerhouse in his later years, and today, the heartbeat of Tom's loft. When Tom speaks about him, his voice softens, the way one might speak about an old friend. Ricky's story begins with an extraordinary pairing, matched with the sister of another top performer, Finn. Together, they've created a dynasty that has produced champions around the world. From the first ace bird in the Algarve Golden Race, to top results in Pattaya and Africapro. But Tom doesn't rely on luck or legend. He's a man of evidence. So when curiosity struck, he had Ricky's DNA tested, a modern twist in an old sport. And the results confirmed what his instincts had whispered for years. This pigeon carried something exceptional. Something rare. As Tom puts it, smiling with quiet pride. Ricky's like the grandpa of the loft, still fertile, still producing champions. Success in pigeon racing is not built on comfort. It's built on selection. Ruthless, consistent, and unflinching. Tom's philosophy is simple: every week is a test. From 200 to 750 kilometers, under every sky, wind, rain, or burning sun. Only the pigeons that rise to those challenges earn their place. You can't make a sprinter into a marathon runner, he says firmly. And in that one line lies his entire approach. His birds are shaped by purpose. They carry the blood of Rick Cools and Van den Abel, lions known for their power and heart. Tom's strain is neither too light nor too heavy, it's balance incarnate. Built for both speed and endurance, capable of bouncing back with astonishing vitality. He avoids bulky birds, those that tire too quickly. He looks for lightness, the kind that cuts through the wind and recovers fast. Because in modern racing, recovery is everything. Nowhere does this philosophy shine brighter than in One Loft Races, known simply as OLRs, global arenas where thousands of fanciers compete on equal ground. Every pigeon faces the same weather, the same clock, the same test of heart. It's where bloodlines are proven and legends are born. In the world of One Loft Races, Tom's strategy stands apart. He doesn't rush his young birds into the spotlight. He waits, patient, calculated. He sends his third or fourth round youngsters to big races like Pattaya and Victoria Falls. By then, they're mature enough to handle the pressure, yet young enough to adapt, to learn, to thrive. His advice to other fanciers is practical, almost fatherly. Stick close to your base bloodline, but use smart crosses to inject strength. It's not about reinventing your loft every season. It's about refining it, adding one feather, one gene, one insight at a time. He recalls, with a twinkle in his eye, how Henrik Brinkman, a newcomer from the horse racing world, won Victoria Falls with a pigeon that was 100% Van Gaver blood. A testament to what happens when breeding, training, and belief align. The key, Tom says, is simple: get your pigeons in the race. The more you test, the more you learn, and the more you win. That line echoes long after he says it. Because beneath its simplicity lies years of hard lessons, sleepless nights, and quiet triumphs. Tom's feeding program is as precise as his racing plan, a dance of nutrition, recovery, and instinct. After every race, his birds receive a rich recovery mix, 80 and Bayer's heavy grains, full of energy and strength. Then, as their bodies rebuild, he shifts gears, lighter blends like Van Rabe's Relax and Matador Detox Cleanse and Refresh. He avoids medication whenever possible. His focus is natural, clean nutrition, strong immunity, and sharp observation. His motto? Feed with your eyes, not with your fear. Hens skip peanuts to stay light and fast. Cocks get extra grit and nuts for stamina. Every small choice adds up to performance. And every Wednesday, Tom takes his team 50 kilometers east for road training. Not for distance, but for observation. He watches their flight, their posture, their energy. He reads them like pages in a book. If a champion looks off on Wednesday, he says, I don't basket it. I've lost too many good ones by ignoring that instinct. It's that quiet trust in his intuition, that fine balance between science and soul, that sets Tom apart. Here's something that surprises many. Tom isn't a full-time fancier. He's a police officer, managing finances for more than 130 colleagues across 4 cities. The job is demanding, structured, disciplined. But perhaps that's what shaped his mindset in the loft. He brings that same order, that same calm efficiency, to his pigeons. How do you balance it all? Stewart asks. Tom smiles, as if the question has followed him for years. His answer is elegant in its simplicity. Your pigeons must adapt to your schedule, not the other way around. His loft is designed to do just that. Well-ventilated aviaries keep the birds hardy and weatherproof. No artificial pampering, no soft living. They breathe the outdoor air, feel the natural light, and learn to be resilient. It's a system that works, not only for the birds but for the man who manages them. For every young fancier balancing work, family, and passion, Tom's example is proof that excellence doesn't demand full-time devotion, just full-time discipline. Every fancier carries memories that never fade. Moments when time slows down, when a pigeon on the horizon feels like destiny itself. For Tom, one such moment came in 2018. A yearling, bred from a late fancier's loft, broke through the clouds on the final stretch of National Drive. It swept down in a flash of feathers, cutting through the air, landing just above Tom's head, winning First National. He still remembers the sound of its wings, the rush of disbelief turning to joy. Then there was Tetsky, a hen his father didn't believe in. Tom believed differently. While his father was away, he quietly basketed her for the race. When results came in, Tetsky had stunned them all, First National again. Tom laughs when he tells this story. I trusted my gut, he says. And she proved me right. These stories aren't just about winning. They're about courage, the courage to trust your eye, your instinct, your bond with the birds. That's what defines a true fancier. During the podcast, a young fancier, Matthias van Turnhout, asked a question that resonates with many newcomers. How do you move from short-distance racing to long-distance success? Tom's answer is patient, thoughtful, the voice of experience. Start with proven bloodlines. Get eggs or late youngsters from experienced long-distance lofts. Learn from them, watch how they build endurance, how they feed, how they rest. And above all, be patient. Because real results, the kind that last, take years. In feeding, he keeps his system stable. Only lighter mixes for short races, nothing drastic. Consistency is key, both in the loft and in life. For One Loft Race breeding, he advises. Use your best pairs. Send later rounds. Cross smartly, but keep your core strength strong. He pauses for a moment before adding, don't chase miracles. Build them. Tom Van Gaver isn't just breeding pigeons. He's breeding principles, discipline, humility, and passion that stretches beyond the sport. When he talks about his loft, there's no arrogance, only purpose. He sees pigeons as mirrors. They show you what you give them, he says. If you give them balance, they'll give you greatness. In a world where quick results often overshadow craft, Tom stands as a quiet reminder that true mastery takes time. That every champion begins with observation, patience, and the willingness to fail and learn. The success of Ricky and his descendants isn't luck, it's the product of thousands of small choices made with care. Feed by feed. Flight by flight. Season by season. Pigeon racing, at its heart, isn't about trophies or prize money. It's about connection, between man and bird, between instinct and sky. It's about those early mornings, the hum of wings, the silence before the clock ticks. For Tom, each race is a story, a new chapter in a lifelong pursuit of perfection. Some days end in triumph, others in mystery. But the passion never fades. As he looks out over his loft, the birds circling freely under a Belgian sun, you can feel the peace that comes from purpose. A man, his pigeons, and the rhythm they share. And so, the story of Tom Van Gaver reminds us that greatness isn't an accident, it's a discipline. It's built in the quiet hours before dawn, in the patient eye that sees what others overlook. It's in the belief that even the smallest bird can carry a legacy across continents. Tom Van Gaver's journey is proof that success in pigeon racing, as in life, comes from balance, courage, and relentless self-belief. He is, without question, one of Belgium's finest, and a voice every young fancier can learn from. So whether you're a beginner just starting your first loft or a veteran chasing your next national win, remember Tom's wisdom. Stay curious. Stay patient. And always trust your instincts. That's it for today's episode of Pigeon Auction, in proud collaboration with PIPA Pigeon. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more world-class pigeon racing stories from across the globe. Check the description below for the PIPA auction link and follow us for exclusive updates, interviews, and features on the champions shaping the sport's future. Until next time, keep your eyes on the sky, your heart in the loft, and your spirit in the race.